go.
All right, all right, all right. Hey, Facebook Live. This is Issa here from the Wellness Resource Center with everyone else. We are so excited to be here this evening, and tech is going to be tech, so bear with us through it all, and we'll do the same. But I hope everyone tuning in tonight's doing well, and hopefully by the end of this, we can have some really good conversation going, and I just can't thank you all enough for tuning in if you are. And so we were thinking the way that we could kind of roll things along this evening is, as you can see, we have an agenda here on the, this left and right thing is going to be, so I guess on the left side of the screen. On the screen, you can see the topics that we're hoping to cover tonight, and it's a pretty free-flowing conversation. So some folks will chime in, some folks will take the lead on our conversation. Your participation is always welcome in our comments section on the live video, as well as maybe in our DMs. I know I have my cell phone here handy, so if I see a message come in, I'll be sure to bring that up. But otherwise, we can get right into the conversation. So this kind of Thursday Night Live, we were hoping to start off talking about the general structure. As you can see, this is a live broadcast, so this will be a weekly platform where you can connect with us. We'll have guests, you will have specific conversations connecting to wellness programming, connecting to our office goals and the things that you already know us to be about, which is promoting well-being for the individual community and such on. And so kind of pushing us into just the evening doings, let's get some kind of expectations out of the way. You know, if you connected with us in person, our physical office space is a trauma-informed space, a respectful space, a thoughtful space, a space where we engage with the head and the heart, and our digital space won't be any different. So if you're here tonight, we're hoping that you can engage with us in those really thoughtful ways that we know the CT community likes to. So if you have any tech questions, feel free to, again, shoot us a DM and I can try and troubleshoot with you. But otherwise, we're hoping for really positive, really kind of engaging and intrigued questions and responses this evening. So in addition to that kind of ground rules setting the stage, it is April 2nd. We are on the second day of Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And so some of tonight's themes and topics will relate to that. Take care of yourself as you need to. That has always been what we promote here in the WRC. And so that is what we hope for you this evening as well. How are we doing? I just talked so much and like so fast, probably because I'm a little nervous, but one of the big questions that we'll start off this evening is how are we engaging with self-care, both for ourselves, but also more broadly in our communities? We're working online, we're learning online. A lot is changing right now. One of the challenges that I am facing is figuring out how to keep my house kind of this space that can accommodate both my work and my personal needs. And that's a challenge that is a little frustrating, but I guess I'm embracing it with open arms. I mean, you know, what else am I going to do? I'm at home, so I might as well embrace that head on. But I'll open it up now to everyone else, and hopefully we can see everybody here. But I'll open it up, and we can just get the conversation going. How are we dealing? How are we navigating, working, learning, being online?
I'll share that this is Heather, she, her, hers. Yeah, it's been like you said, Issa, it's been a wild ride so far, right? Figuring out this working from home thing. And for me, it's having analog, old school, tactile things in my life that are kind of keeping me sane and moving forward.
I'll share. I think, yeah, it's not what I expected. That's for sure. I think I expected there to be a little bit more separation, but obviously, you know, I'm doing everything in the same physical space, so it's a little bit hard to separate. And Issa and I were talking about this earlier. A little bit hard to separate work feelings from regular feelings, from pandemic feelings. You know, lots of feelings going on in the same space, and it's kind of hard to uh, kind of separate those. But I think just finding some things that keep me level-headed and keep me sane and relaxed are super important for me. And slowly adjusting, slowly getting there.
Hi, everyone. This is Anna. Pronouns are she, her, and hers. And I've been finding the adjustment going slow, but not too bad. It really helps seeing people face to face, doing these conferences online. But how I've been coping is kind of how I've been coping pre-pandemic, but trying to make myself sweat some way every day. Doing some sort of exercise is my biggest stress reliever. So I really make it a point to somehow move, whether it's a walk outside or doing like an online workout or something.
I'll hop in. This is Montana. I also use she, her, hers pronouns. I think the ways that the kind of self-care I've been doing the most in pandemic mode has been limiting my like news, like, being really intentional about my media intake. Um, I've been feeling screen burnout from working online all day. So I usually like put my computer and even my phone down after work for like a hot sec and read or like exercise or make food. And just I like can't deal with the screens anymore. So and it's been going okay. Like I feel like yeah, it's been working.
Do you want to introduce our lovely guest today, Montana?
Yeah, so I will hop in to introduce today. We have Max Sarkowski with us, and I'll let him introduce himself a little bit as well. But we invited him to come on this evening basically to chat about a video that was made by Sam Bang, who is a senior this year, like Max, and kind of captured some CC students, just like impressions of what this transition looks like, transitioning off campus because of the pandemic. And yeah, so we're going to chat a little bit more about that. But Max, I'll let you introduce yourself too.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Max. I use he, him, his pronouns. I'm a senior theater major, performance design minor. Um, yeah. Sam approached me because he was also coming to my house to interview my housemate Scott. Because Scott chose to stay in the Springs and I was leaving, so it was kind of a perfect two different perspectives on everything. So yeah, I don't know if you wanted anything else. Um,
Yeah, I have a few questions for you. But the first is basically just like what was your first impression? Because I know you do a lot of performance studies work. So when you thought about like being in a video that kind of like captured this time period, what did you think about that ask from Sam?
yeah. Well, the first thing for me was thinking about all the performances on campus that were getting canceled. There's a lot of things that can be transitioned off of campus, like meetings like this, things where people just sort of gather together, seem to actually be still translating fairly okay, at least for me. And it's been a real joy to be able to use the like school Zoom license to have like unlimited meetings sort of with friends, and that's super super helpful. But in terms of like things like dance workshop or theater productions, there are ways of translating them, and I've seen some really cool things. Like there was a group of professional sort of Hollywood actors around my age who all got together and read The Importance of Being Earnest on Facebook Live the other day, and they put like Zoom backgrounds up that were like set pieces from the show, and they dressed up in costumes, and they really got into it. It was like a fundraiser. Um, so there are ways of doing it, but like I was involved in dance workshop this year, and that was very sad because it's a huge production, lots of people, and dance just really doesn't translate very well. So yeah, as like a theater major performance person, that's hard. But I'm still trying to think of creative ways of getting people involved, getting involved in performance things. Um, and it's funny because it made me wish that I'd taken more film classes or a film class while I was at CC, because now video is kind of like the mode that you can communicate with. And our whole thing about everything should be live, it's like, it's so hard. Um, but yeah,